the starting grid for tonight's Emerson 250 at Richmond. Mark Martin on the pole alongside of Carl Edwards, Elliott Sadler, and Matt Kenseth. Guys trying to get a spot in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship tomorrow night. Jason Leffler with a solid qualifying run alongside of Kenny Wallace.
Row 4, Dave Blaney, our pole sitter in the Cup race. Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, and Truex Jr. in row 5, and Denny Hamlin, and David Stremme. Found out row 6.
Row 7, Paul Menard on the inside, Labonte on the outside, then Reed, Sorensen, Presley, Ryan Moore, a car out of DEI on the inside of row 9, alongside Jason Keller.
And row 10, Kyle Busch. Got his first Nextel Cup win last Sunday in California. J.J. Yaley right next door. Regan Smith and Ashton Lewis Jr. in row 11. Then Greg Biffle and Tony Raines make up row 12.
Row 13, Jamie McMurray. Johnny Sauter gets around this place very good. Row 14, Waltrip, Aaron Fike, and David Green and Stanton Barrett. Row 15.
Row 16, out of Reno, Nevada, TJ Bell, Mike Wallace on the outside, Paul Wolf. In row 17, Tony Stewart. Randy LaJoie in 18 alongside Jeff Fuller. Back in 19, it's Shane Hall, John Wood, Stacy Compton, Kevin Hamlin, Justin Labonte, and Aaron Crocker, first NASCAR Busch Series start.
And Steve Grissom rounds out the field. They have 54 cars here. Those guys going home. Aaron Crocker goes to the back. Had trouble on her qualifying lap. Tapped the wall. And Paul Wolf also lost his car in qualifying. Wolf is in a backup car. They repaired Crocker's car. This 3/4 mile track always packed with excitement. Good turnout tonight too. Fans have come out to watch the NASCAR Busch Series. Oh, back-to-back nights of big-time racing. The NASCAR Busch Series tonight, Nextel Cup Series tomorrow night. Welcome to Richmond, everybody. Mark Martin takes him to the green flag. See you, Mark.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Boy, Leffler down on the bottom right now, that 32 car trying to take second spot away from Elliott Sadler, and does it.
Leffler started 5th. Was running second on the first, actually running 3rd, but now in 2nd spot.
Carl Edwards didn't exactly have an outstanding start, did he? Dropped the back. Dave, how about it?
He radioed to his crew right before the start. It's really dirty on the top line. That's where Carl had to start in second position. He says it's going to be ugly these first few laps. He got down to the bottom as quickly as he could, but it was behind those other cars.
That's something we can file away for tomorrow night as well.
Tell you what, Elliott Sadler, the 90 car, is making some speed up on the high side as Kenseth in 17 tries to get by him. Well, it looks like 17 had him, but he's still coming back on the inside. Marty.
For BP, I talked to Matt just before he climbed into the car. I said, how's the car tonight? He said, look where we qualified. You know what happened when Matt qualified this well. He qualified 4th, car excellent. He said, we do have a shot to win, Matt.
And Elliott Sadler in the 90 working on the outside just took the position. Almost won here back in May. Another driver trying to learn something tonight to use tomorrow night to try to lock himself in for a chance for $5 million+ We're going to battle for the lead going into 1.
You're right, Matt. He's working him, and he's going to take the spot. Mark looked up in the mirror and went, man, where did he come from? Oh, yeah.
He let him know he was there, too, on the previous lap, going into 1 and going into 4. Martin Truex Jr. inside of Stremme.
That's 8th spot right there.
Allen.
Well, I talked to Martin Truex Jr.'s crew chief, Kevin Mannion, just before the start of the race. Really felt like they had a good race car for tonight. Feel like they need a little redemption after a subpar performance last weekend at California Speedway when they gave up points to their title rival, Clint Boyer. Looking to get him back tonight.
Truex behind Kenny Wallace. And David Stremme in the 14.
Kenny Wallace running in the 7th spot right now.
in a pre-race conversation with Truex, he didn't sound too optimistic, did he?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, you know, if you have one bad race and your competitor that you're racing the championship with has a good race, it just erases that real quick.
And on these short tracks, it's not always your mistake that costs you. It's sometimes the other guy's mistake that takes you out and costs you more points.
Because you can see these fellas just how close they race, and it doesn't take much for these two cars to make contact. And when that happens, usually one and sometimes both of them spin.
Reed Sorensen, Paul Menard. Sorensen in the 41, Marty.
It's been a rough couple of weeks for Reed Sorensen. They had back-to-back engine failures earlier this year, lost his crew chief through suspension for an incident at Bristol a couple weeks ago, and now they've fallen back to fourth in the championship. I asked Reed earlier today, I'll get to you. He said, no, you know what? I'm a young guy. No one expected us to be here anyway this high in the championship standings. We're going to run, focus on these final races, and try to get more wins this season. Matt?
Marty, one of the best drivers in the late summer months. The 11, Paul Menard, had a rough go at Bristol, broke a suspension piece, had a rough finish, 36, but they're back on track, top 10 last week. He led 38 laps here in May. Felt like he could have had a better finish. He was caught up in a crash. Came back here very excited, just trying to stay up on the line.
Matt Kendall, the 17 car, has caught Mark Martin, so Mark says, okay, since you caught me, you're faster, go ahead.
Mark just likes saving his stuff, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
Mark just will pull over, and well, there's no, at this point in the race, it doesn't really matter. You can sit there and race a guy. If he's faster, he's going to get by you. It's so early, just let him by. Just keep him in sight, you know, keep him in sight. Then when you make a pit stop, adjust your car.
Truex still trying to get by Kenny Wallace, battle for the 7th position.
Popped out of gear.
Jamie McMurray, heard him say he popped out of gear. We had
Popped out of gear.
Dave?
I think he's got a flat, guys. We're going down to check him out when he comes in.
I think he said he popped out of gear.
Yeah, I think he did say that.
Yeah, guys, my mic's still open, so let me add. I just got told by their pit the car did pop out of gear. Jamie slammed it back in for now, hopefully not damaging the transmission.
Or the valves.
Or engine, yeah.
New leader, Matt Kenseth. Around Jason Leffler. Leffler leading for the first time this season. Then Kenseth takes the point.
And you saw how easy it was to get by Jason Leffler. With 15, 20, 25 laps to go, it will not be nearly that fast. The 21 car looks to be gaining on these guys, Matt.
BP, keep an eye on Harvick. He's moving up, the fastest car on the racetrack the past 5 or 6 laps. Remember, his car extremely loose in qualifying. Temperatures coming down, this track will tighten up, and he is really on the move, trying to be patient, working on Mark Martin, working his way back to the front.
Mark gives up the position to Harvick. Matt Kenseth had a great run at Bristol in the Nextel Cup race. Out front and strong early here at Richmond.
Looks like Harvick is trying real hard to get underneath Leffler right now.
Harvick in the 21, Leffler in the 32, and Kenseth did lap the 6 car of Aaron Crocker, making her Busch Series debut.
Also gone by Justin Labonte in the 44 car. Put him a lap down.
And as good as Matt's car looks, if it stays green, a lot of cars are going to fall off the lead lap.
And as fast as his car is, it looks like that Harvick in this 21 car, this Reese's car, could be even faster if he can just get by the 32 car.
And another car that's on the move back in the field, Tony Stewart from 35th to 21. Marty?
Bill Jason Leffler told me before he climbed into the car, quote, we're going to impress some people tonight. This is a team with a new sponsor on the car, trying to make some headway and some gains for the 2006 season. The plan is, if he gets passed by Kevin Harvick, keep Jason in this car for the rest of the year. Even next year, if they can secure the sponsorship.
Jason Leffler feels he's close with this car and this crew surrounded with this package. Thinks he's got a shot at a checkered flag. Drop back deeper in the field. Greg Biffle's another car on the move from 23rd to 15th.
Followed closely by Denny Hamlin, who grew up 10 or 15 miles from this racetrack.
Hamlin in the 20, chasing Paul Menard. There's Biffle in the 66.
Well, I didn't think that was going to take long.
No.
The way Harvick
you
was
were
coming.
Right. It pains me to say it, but Wally, you were right. Kevin Harvick, our 4th leader of the night.
And the way he's running, it's going to be a while, it looks like, for someone to unseat this 21 car. What's he saying now, Matt? Anything? Tell me Kevin Harvick.
Well, Harvick really isn't saying much on the radio, but his crew chief, Ricky Vyers, just told him to make sure you've got your brake blowers on. Now, BP, I'm down here in turn 1. You can see as the cars enter the corner who is really using brake and who isn't. Harvick's rotors really red. A guy whose rotors looked great was the 11 of Paul Menard, not even orange at all.
And we'll keep an eye on the brake situation throughout the race. Lap and a half of green flag racing. After the restart, Mark Martin led the race off of pit road and is the race leader now with Kevin Harvick on his bumper.
Pressure. Harvick. Oh, I saw that plastic. I thought it was going to be a problem. And he's going to get underneath them. If Harvick's car can't stay out there too long, he's going to have a lot of cars underneath him. So he needs to do that.
Kevin Harvick back to the lead. He has led 67 over the 105 laps. And he's about to lead another one. We watch the leaders. Check with Dave.
With David Stremme now. David, talk to us about what happened to your 14 car.
Well, I think we had a tire going down for a while. We were trying to wait out a caution. And, right front ended up going down. So we had a really good car tonight. We lost a little track position there in the pits, but we weren't too worried about it. And now we got torn up race cars, so we'll just go out and collect some points.
His guys are working on this car. You can hear the banging going on here. He'll try to get back out, as he said, collect some points.
Ain't talk like that he punctured the right front tire, that he had a slow leak, and it slowly got to the point that it became so hot that it exploded.
Boy, that's gutsy staying out there.
Well, the problem is you don't want to come in and then be wrong.
Right.
That's it from a driver perspective. You don't want to come in and then change tires, lose a lap or two, and then your guys go, nope, there's nothing wrong with the tire.
Dave Burns.
Yeah, guys, Goodyear officials just confirmed with me that it was a melted bead on the right front of the 14 car, David Stremme, that we just spoke with.
That makes me right again.
Again?
That's twice.
Gosh. This could be a painful night. Kenseth trying to get back to the front in that 17 car. Regan Smith.
And Tony was near that, so there could have been some more bump drafting involved.
We stay green. Smith is not on the lead lap. He's a lap down. Let's see if you're right for the 3rd time.
No. Yeah, it was Tony, wasn't it?
That's the hat trick.
Wow.
And I see Tony aggravated here, and then going to finish it off right about here.
I like that, though. You do? This is a great place to watch a race because you try and maintain your composure, but you have to keep going. All right, here we go. Let's just ride around with Tony Stewart. That's where most of the action's been tonight.
It's a battle with J.J. Yaley, and that's what,
21st. Yaley in 20th. Stewart takes the position. Snada.
Well, everyone I was going to say earlier is remember there's a little frustration behind the wheel of that 83 car. He's trying to pack 2 races into one tonight. He did not make the Truck Series race last night. He told me that just shows how competitive that series is, and he barely made the race tonight. How competitive this series is. Tony continues to bully his way through the field from 34th, but he's got a great race car, and a lot of these guys in front of him are holding him up.
He let David Green know he was there.
Whoa! Hang on! Wow!
Hey, good save.
Yeah, the spotter says, good save, Tony, and I agree with you, spotter.
drivers tonight are going to be happy they used their Old Spice. Stewart looking low. Ashton Lewis, who was the lucky dog last time.
Yep. Lewis looking on the inside. He's going to get that spot.
Back at Richmond International Raceway, Tony Stewart leads the Nextel Cup points for the Busch Series tonight. Not such a good ride, Tony. What happened?
Just running around a bunch of hacks out there. It's not worth destroying Delana and Kevin's car. I mean, the guys out there, I mean, you got guys like David Green, who's won Busch championships, and I like him. I like Ashton Lewis. He ran over us once, so I give him the same business, and that's why we spun. I mean, I did it to myself. I was the cause of that problem, but just getting tired of getting run into by a bunch of guys that really don't know what they're doing. So it's just Richmond. I mean, they're all out there fighting for spots just like we are. They got every right to race hard. So just not a fun night. I mean, when your car's not driving good anyway, and then you're racing with guys in the mid pack or back of the pack like that, it makes for an ill night. And I just said, before we destroy this thing, I'm just going to park it. I've had all the fun I can stand for one night.
All the fun it can stand, guys.
Hey, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, when you're out there and you're not running, so frustrating, because it's only fun if you're running good. It's not any fun if you're doing what he was doing.
The voice of experience.
It's not fun standing there next to you either, but I get through it.
You do it every week, and we appreciate you hanging in there.
But you know, that's the people that win championships. The people that can go out and make the most of a bad night.
Yep, exactly right.
And if he was running for a championship, he would have never pulled in.
Oh, that's right. He would never have stopped.
He's racing tonight to go out and have fun and win races.
And he was not having any fun. That's right.
Plus, he's also the leader in the Nextel Cup championship standings, and you don't want to run the risk of getting hurt. Also, if your car just isn't up to snuff.
I don't think a driver really thinks about that too much.
Hey, Matt, the 90 lost another spot.
BP and a gaggle of cars there. He did lose a spot. They are making headway, but he says they still need to make more room. There's a crash.
Hard crash.
Okay.
Aaron Crocker in the 6 and Jason Keller in the 35. Aaron Crocker making her Busch Series debut. Driving for Ray Evernham. They announced today she will go full-time in the Busch Series in 2006.
And you know, Jason Keller had a decent run going. I don't know how he got involved in this, but Kenny Wallace, the 22 car, was also involved in that crash.
He was having some trouble on the restarts, BP.
Yeah.
When we were watching it, it just seems like he wasn't real comfortable on the restarts, having a hard time getting going.
Kenny Wallace to the garage. Wallace 6th in the championship standings.
Already happened.
Let's see what happened to
Jason had nowhere to go.
Nope.
And Kenny Wallace tried to squeeze through on the outside.
Yeah.
And couldn't quite make it. And
On board with Kenny Wallace.
All mine. All right, you're good. No, we're in it. We're in it, guys. We're in it. We're in it. They turned somebody right up in front of us.
There's Jason Keller headed to the ambulance. And the trip to the infield care center. Under caution for the 4th time here at Richmond, Kevin Harvick is the leader. Back under green at Richmond, working lap 161. Paul Menard is the race leader, followed by Bobby Labonte and J.J. Yaley. Martin Truex Jr. in that 8 car is the championship leader, and Wally, he has an issue.
He's got his hood pins are almost, they look like they're pulled out. Could be because he ran underneath somebody. The hood comes up at 100 and whatever he's doing. That's going to be a real shocker.
Alan?
Well, you kind of just showed what I was going to report. Just before they went back to green, Martin radioed in and told the group he ran into the 17 in the jam up on the last caution. Kevin Mannion, the crew chief, Dave Charpentier, the team engineer, on top of the pit box every time Truex dives into one, carefully eyeing that car. But they haven't said anything about bringing him in here. They'll leave him out there until they absolutely have to do something about it.
Well, he's got, what, 2 pins on there right now.
Yeah,
there's got 4 pins, so there's 2 pins holding it down right now, the outer pins, so it may be okay.
And Bowyer has moved to within 116 points of Truex in the championship standings. Dave? Marty, I'm sorry.
That's all right, Bill. Jamie McMurray knows all about the action here at Richmond. First of all, are you okay? And what started all that?
I don't know. Our car just wasn't very good tonight. It was really good in practice, and then we just couldn't get going in the race. It's really tight, and I don't know if the 2 car got anxious or, if I just slowed down too much. I was trying to get by somebody on the inside, and I tell you what, it's cool. The racetrack is wide enough that there's 2 grooves now, but it's really hard to pass on the bottom. You really need to try to make your pass on the top, and I just couldn't get by the guy, and I got run into it, and then I hit the wall. So it's tore up really bad. So I don't know that we're gonna get back out.
Is that a big lesson for tomorrow and where to pass and being too wide on track?
Well, the racetrack is 2 grooves, and I think that the top is definitely where you're passing. But, I saw guys that cars handled well, that they could pass on the bottom. It's just, I'm hoping right now that I got all my bad luck out of the way, and that tomorrow night will go better.
All right, sleep well tonight.
Thank you.
All right.
Black flag, car 8.
Wow.
The championship leader.
You got to fix the hood pins, Bono.
They have to fix the hood pins.
And the only way they can do that
Want to get black flag?
is tape the hood down.
You have to have all 4.
Okay, well, they're going to have to take that duct tape and...
It's been fine for 10 laps.
And he's saying it hasn't come up yet, so why are we getting black flags?
Bono, I can't say anything.
He's pleading his case, knows NASCAR's listening.
He also knows if he comes in, it's going to kill him in the points tonight.
Because he's going to lose about 20 spots.
Maybe more.
If that hood does fly up, though, it'll blow the windshield out.
Yep. Black flag being shown to Martin Truex Jr.
Now the hood in the back, they have tethers that keeps it on the car, but if it blows up at 140 miles per hour, I don't know if the tethers would do any good or not.
He's not slowing down yet.
They'll stop scoring them after a certain period of time.
Right. He gets the black flag again as he passes under the...
Straight up, man.
They just
Flapping a little. It's just like debris. We got to have some pit. Get clear, 4,000 second gear.
Needs to come this time, Allen.
Yeah, Kevin Mannion was having a very long discussion with some of the NASCAR Busch Series officials on the ladder to his pit box, trying to plead his case. He says we have 3 hood pins in the car. That's plenty enough. Anytime you argue with an umpire, you're going to lose, and Kevin lost that argument.
And now he has been given the black flag with the white cross, meaning his car is no longer being scored.
Got oil on the track.
and there is oil on the racetrack. Denny Hamlin in the 20 car is smoking on the racetrack, so that's one reason he stayed out, because of the smoke out of the 20.
Up he heads down pit road. 40 miles an hour heading to you, Allen.
Yeah, and all the while, Kevin Mannion's on his team radio and hollering at the NASCAR officials in his pit, I smell oil, I see oil, I need a caution flag. Now here he comes. They're putting, as Denny Hamlin gets black flag, they're trying to put a spare hood pin in, the second clip in from the left side of the car, and put some tape over it to try and hold it down. There he goes.
Paul Menard continues to lead, followed by Bobby Labonte and J.J. Yaley. The big question is, as far as the championship is concerned, where does Truex rejoin the race?
And there we see Denny Hamlin in the 20 car.
Martin Truex Jr. drops to 29th in the running order, 2 laps down, and his lead over Bowyer in the championship standings to 72 points. So we'll keep an eye on the championship race and this race. Paul Menard 177 laps complete. He's out front.
Car Bobby Labonte, but he's got some company. Harvick, the 21, on his back bumper. Harvick just turns it left and drives under Bobby Labonte.
Don't forget, he's got a lot fresher tires on that car than the two cars in front of him, or one behind him and one in front of him right now.
A 31 of Dave Blaney is a lap car. Dave Burns?
Yeah, Bobby Labonte is okay on fuel, guys. He pitted a ways back and had a pretty good car. They talked about pitting for tires, but didn't want to give up all the track position. Matt?
Harvick got just what he needed, Dave. He was about 4 seconds back of the leader. The caution tightened it up. Now he's working all over the 11. Menard thought he'd have the clean air would help him, but Harvick is all over him, Bill.
Got the tires. I think that's probably the biggest thing. About 30 lap, 40 lap pressure tires.
Yep.
And Harvick, he can just worry Menard. He's got 50 laps to get this pass done, and I think he can easily do it in 50 laps.
This is only 6 lap tire difference. Matt, how fresh are the tires on the 21 compared to like the 11?
The best calculations that I have, about 6 laps, Wall.
Okay, well, that's not much. I thought it was more than that.
And we can see Harvick is a little bit faster than Menard, but Menard is running in the spot that Harvick needs to run, so he just can't drive by him with ease.
Harvick pitted on lap 145 and Menard on 151.
Right, BP, he's going to worry him.
Yeah, worry him and worry him and worry him and worry him.
No.
Kevin Harvick, the 21 car, has won a lot of these NASCAR Busch Series races. Menard has never won one.
But he's thinking about it.
Yes, he is. And very impressive. Man, I'm impressed.
VP, I am too. As you can see, the 21 try him again. Now, Dan Stillman keeps telling Paul, hit your marks, hit your marks.
Oh, wow. 8 car on his side.
Martin Truex Jr.
Wow.
Talk to me when you get here. We're coming down pit road, guys.
No, you're not. You won't steer.
I think he's had
All right, go to the garage here, guys. Go over there by a thing. We're going to fix it.
Joey Chitwood's stunt show on that one.
Wow. Still trying to get it there, but it's not going to turn.
Comes up on the back of Mike Wallace in 38.
Squeezed up into the wall.
And Mike obviously had no idea he was on the outside of him.
That's a wild ride.
Boy, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, he just got squeezed in there, and I mean, they did turn that car on its side. Through the fence, or up along the fence. I don't know how did that thing get run all over?
Man.
He just wanted to get through, you know, earlier before the race. He just wanted to get through this night.
Yep.
He was worried about it. I think he's not real happy with the driver of a 38 car.
Short tracks, all about talent and temper. This will get him a visit to talk with some of the NASCAR Busch officials after the race.
Well, but you're going to probably feel pretty good to throw that helmet. Well, he didn't throw the helmet, but
Martin's guys helping to calm down their driver.
Kevin Mannion.
they're trying to tell Martin right now he needs to go for a ride in the ambulance, and Martin's going, no, I don't need to go for a ride. I'm okay. He said the heck with it, I'll go.
That'll be nice and air conditioned in there. That'll help him calm down a little bit. Then he'll be looking for a conversation partner after the race. Championship leader pinched into the wall. A wild ride. Be an interesting interview when we come back. We're still under caution here at Richmond. That's Martin Truex Jr. putting his helmet back on. After his visit to the care center, he's returned to the garage where his crew continues to work on the car. And they have really been working hard. Trying to cut away the sheet metal damage. Needed a new battery, obviously tires. They sent a crew member down to the care center to make sure Martin knew that they were getting ready to go back out. Then they got him a golf cart ride. So Truex getting dressed on the golf cart, heading back to the Busch garage.
Well, he's got a long night ahead of him. Well, he doesn't have that long. He's got just 37 laps were left in the race. But still, get in a race car like that that's been wrecked, there's not a whole lot you can do or gain.
NASCAR has told Truex if he wants to go back out and race and run for points, that's fine. But there will be no retaliation. Green flag, Paul Menard, the race leader. Any retaliation would mean the 8 car would be sent to the garage for the night. And just to clear up the tire situation, the 11 of Menard stopped on lap 127, the 21 of Harvick on lap 149. So about 20 fresher,
Okay, that's
20 lap fresher tires.
Better tires, so that may make the difference. It's making the difference right now anyway.
Oh, Harvick tried his best to carry the Menard up the hill, but Menard said, I don't want to go up there because that's going to be losing the lead if I go up there.
Oh, man, he is sliding up there. Harvick is just sliding up that racetrack, but he's still giving enough room for Menard to race.
I'm impressed. Harvick is giving him enough. Oh, but he finally is going to get it off this corner, isn't he? Yes.
Kevin Harvick back to the lead. Dave Burns.
Yeah, I just want to add from the 38 pit, I checked with their crew following that incident for Mike Wallace, and the spotter for Mike was very apologetic. Mike never got the clear from his spotter or that he's on the outside. The spotter apologizing to Mike, never informed him that the 8 was coming around on the outside.
And Benny, that's what it looked like. Yeah, it looked like Mike was just coming up the racetrack and had no idea that Martin was there. But Martin, of course, sees that a different way.
Of course he does.
So Truex returns to the track.
Nice and easy here. Got a couple coming here outside right there.
Currently
We
scored
need to finish this race. One outside.
30th. He's 2 laps behind the 29th place car of Ashton Lewis Jr.
But he's got time. We got caution.
2 cars spinning in turn 2.
J.J. Yaley and Carl Edwards. Man, this has been a rough night for the leaders in the NASCAR Busch Series points.
Edwards 3rd in the Busch Series standings. guys in the top 10. Truex, Edwards, Hamlin, Wallace, Stremme, and Keller have all had trouble tonight.
On board with Kyle Busch.
Looks like Yaley just broke loose down on the bottom.
Clear.
Already underway there.
And got into Carl.
Well, guess what? We're under caution at Richmond. Still under caution here at Richmond. 222 laps are complete. And here's what we've seen so far. Mark Martin took over the green flag.
There's where David Stremme cuts the right front hard into the wall. Lots of damage.
And then Ashton Lewis and Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart in the 83. Around he goes.
Then he decided he was done for the night. He'd had enough fun, he said. Lap 126. Aaron Crocker and Jason Keller. Kenny Wallace got a piece of that too.
On 144, Jamie McMurray in 64. Regan Smith 58. In the wall hard. Both those cars out for the night.
Clint Boyer involved in that. There's Martin Truex Jr. running into the back of the 17. That knocked out a couple of hood pins. He got black flag, had to go to pit road, get the hood taped down. Then he got into trouble with Mike Wallace and went for this ride.
And a ride it was. How this car didn't turn over, I have no idea. Came back on all four. They worked on it. You know, he was a little bit mad at Mike, but Mike's spotter claims that didn't clear Mike, so Mike never knew he was there.
Carl's out for the night. Great run for these guys tonight. Come to an abrupt end.
Back to green. 25 to go. Harvick out front. We do want to point out that NASCAR officials did check the catch fence where the 8 car slid along the wall, and it's fine. Did its job.
Matt Kenseth's right behind Mark Martin right now. Looks like Menard really slid off a 2 that last lap, and looks like he's okay now. What's he saying, Matt?
Former Busch Series driver and USAC champion Stevie Reeves spotting for Paul Menard, telling him you just overshot your line. Get back into your rhythm. Hold on. Let's try to have a big night points-wise, because Kenny Wallace and Stremme had bad nights. They're hoping for a big night. Marty.
Don't count out Matt Kenseth. He came on the radio a few moments ago and said, guys, the car's the best it's been by far all night long. A little loose getting in and a little tight off the corner, but he said certainly manageable for these last few laps.
The only problem the biggest problem Kenseth has is those 2 cars in front of him. Martin, I think both Martin and Kenseth are faster than Menard, but can they get by him? We saw how much trouble Harvick had getting by him.
Matt trying to encourage Mark to make the move.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to, well, I mean, Menard's running his line, not leaving a whole lot of room on the outside to make an outside pass, but I don't think Mark's car is good enough to make an inside pass right now.
Paul Menard is 25, didn't have a Busch Series top 5 until 5th at Kentucky, and he finished 3rd the next week at Milwaukee. Kept the string of strong finishes going since then, gaining 10 spots to 8th in the championship standings in the last 12 races. Fighting for that spot right now.
Mark's got to be careful because he's got Matt Kenseth right there.
Mike Wallace to pit road.
Right front tire is flat. It's amazing with all that sheet metal around there that he didn't lose there long before this.
We talked about Mark Martin being a very patient driver, but with 19 to go, you get your chance. Mark's going to make his move.
Going to have to, because Harvick is just stretching out that lead every single lap.
1.4 seconds right now.
Oh, here comes Kenseth on the outside, and Mark says, I can't get by the guy. You go ahead, you try.
I have a feeling it'll be short-lived, Bill. PP said, I think those 2 cars are faster than Menard, but they've got to find a way around them.
Jason left at 32. Remember, he stopped and changed tires. He has 4 fresh tires, probably 30, 40 laps fresher than Labonte. This is a battle for 5th. Meanwhile, here comes Kenseth. He's up on the back bumper of Paul Menard.
Think he'll use that bumper?
No. And Mark realized he was not going to use the rear bumper, so.
Lap traffic.
Jason Leffler did get by Bobby Labonte. He's in the fifth.
Boy, Menard better not leave anything open.
Kendall looking inside, trying to get there. Trying to hold the car down.
Good enough. Good job. Good job.
This is big for Paul Menard. Holding off these guys.
That's right. He's racing with the best stock car drivers in the world.
And it could be a big night in the point standings for him as well. Caution is out. Trying to get it refired. This is on board with Kenny Wallace.
Stay down, stay down. Good eye, good eye, good eye. Outside.
6 to go when they get it. Here we go. Single file restart. He's looking inside of Paul Menard.
Jason Leffler looking under Mark Martin right there for a spot.
Another good run for Leffler.
Kevin Harvick continues to pull away from Paul Menard, but Menard is keeping that 17 car behind him.
Four to go. Crew chief and driver car 8 to the truck to meet with NASCAR after the race.
Here he's looking. He's dove in there.
Trying to hold it down.
Tell you what, Menard's doing a good job.
Can't beat you off the bottom.
Leffler can't get by Mark either.
No, even though his tires are about 30, 40 laps fresher. He's not going to give up trying.
Really need that space right here to drift up the racetrack to have that momentum of speed. And uh-oh, we got a yellow out.
Debris. The caution is for debris. We will have a green-white checkered finish. Pace car to pit road. Green flag about to come out. 2 laps to determine it at Richmond.
All Harvick's got to do is finish these laps. And there's nobody's going to touch him. But boy, Menard's got a lot of pressure from behind right now.
I tell you what, that 21 car Kevin Harvick has been terrific tonight.
White flag, last lap. Outstanding run for Harvick.
Menard slipped off the corner just a little bit, Bill.
Kenseth going to try it one more time. I don't know. Kevin Harvick wins. Menard gets second. Outstanding run for Harvick. Strong performance for Paul Menard.
Yes, buddy. Great job. Great job in the pits. Great job for all of you guys.
Of course, Richard Childress, owner of this 21 car.
And Kevin Harvick climbs out. A winner. What a dominant car, Kevin.
Yeah, I tell you what, this Reese Chevrolet was flat out awesome. brand new car we brought here, and we had a little bit of trouble with it right at the beginning of practice, but man, once we got it dialed in, it was awesome. Got to thank the AC Delco guys, Gil Martin and Clint Boyer. This is the same way they brought their car back, and Ricky and I just adjusted on it. But Ricky Byers and all the guys did a good job in the pits tonight, and a lot of fun to have stuff like that 2 nights in a row.
A lot of guys racing your mirror. Restart 6 to go. Restart green, white, checker.
Yeah, there was a lot of cautions there at the end, but you know, the debris was all the way down there on the apron. But
and we also got the ice chest from the AC Delco guys.
They're very enthusiastic, so it's definitely awesome to win, and second time here, so we're pretty proud of it.
Results from tonight's race: Kevin Harvick's 3rd Busch win of the season. Outstanding effort from Paul Menard, Kenseth Martin, and Leffler. Top 5.
Elliott Sadler reads that group in the second 5. Reed Sorensen, Bobby Labonte, Michael Waltrip, and Greg Biffle.
Clint Boyer. Good points night for him, you could
Yes,
say.
sir.
Johnny Sauter got up to 12th. Tony Raines, Kyle Busch, Randy LaJoy, Casey Compton, John Wood, David Green, J.J. Yaley. After having a little bit of trouble, finished 19th.
All these cars on the lead lap. See, top 23 cars on the lead lap. Then T.J. Bell will finish 24th, 2 laps down.
There's Truex back in the 27th spot. Carl Edwards in 28th. Ashton Lewis Jr. came in 11th in the standings, 30th. And look at the list of guys that did not finish.
It's long.
Guys and one lady, Aaron Crocker, 39th. That's the finish order. Take a look at the championship standings in the last 3 races. Truex point lead has fallen from 204 after Michigan to 94, loss of 110 points in 3 races.